I can't believe this is happening. There's an epidemic happening amongst women's football.
I'm in shock. I literally am shocked. When this happened the other day, I can't believe we're talking about this right now.
Cancel the World Cup.
Basically, at this point, yes.
Yeah, all the big players are out with the same injury, so.
Yeah, so obviously you see by the title, Leah Williamson has ruptured her ACL, and she is out. I mean, we'll read a statement in a second, but basically she's out of not just the World Cup, out of the Champions League, out for a year, you know, she's out.
Yeah.
And I cannot believe we're making this video right now because we just, 3 videos ago, we just talked about Mal Swanson here in the States, out. Having a career year, having such a great play recently, and she's out as well. Her injury is a little bit different, but out for the World Cup, and it's happening to Leah Williamson, one of the most well-known players in the world, captain of the Lionesses.
Iconic.
Yeah.
Who cursed women's soccer? Who did it?
Yeah, and I mean, this has been going on for a while in women's sports, I mean, throughout the years, but it just seems like so major in the last year or two. It just seems like such an uptick in these injuries, even more so than ever before. And one of the reasons, I'm going to read a comment in a second, but one of the reasons is because research is not there for women. The research isn't as advanced as it is for males. I'm sure everyone who clicks on this video has already seen the injury, but Arsenal was playing Man United on 3 days ago
19th.
at this point, the 19th. And they're in their pink kits. We love their pink kits.
So cute.
And then in the 11th minute, I mean, that's when it happens. That's when it happened. It just looks like she stutter stepped and then extended her leg and then.
Oh, yeah. It kind of was at a weird angle for a second.
Yeah. And she immediately goes down, immediately waves, says, this isn't right. Something's definitely wrong. And she did that immediately.
She could probably feel it.
You know, everyone in the whole entire stadium, it happened in Manchester, but everyone knew that this looks serious. This is not good. Leah Valti goes over. Katie Zellum went over, even though she was on the other team. And actually, I don't know if this is part of it. Probably isn't, but Kim Little's been injured, so she was playing up. She was playing in the midfield rather than the back line. Mm-hmm. So, not to say that has anything to do with it, but all these factors combined, I mean, It's just, she goes down. All the players look so concerned. You could tell by her face and by her reaction that it was serious. She goes down. They bring out the stretcher, and she doesn't get. From what it looks like, it does not look like she left on the stretcher.
She's seen too many stretcher fails at this point.
Oh, yeah, where they drop them. And then she gets up. And so at that point, we're thinking, okay, we've seen some injuries where automatically, just like the Mal injury, just like the Viv injury, they go down, they don't get up, they're on a stretcher. You know, I think a lot of people at this point were kind of like, it looks bad, but the fact that she got up on her own, and
limped off the field.
It looked like, okay, we don't know what was going on because, you know, you want to hope for the best. Because also Beth Mead, the same thing happened to Beth Mead. She got up herself and walked off.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, what is going, everyone was holding their breath. Then there was even a video that I saw on TikTok where she was actually walking out, after the match. A fan had got her
in crutches.
So you're thinking, okay, you don't know the extent of the injury. At that point, it kind of looked like, okay, could it be serious? Could it be just a twisted ankle? Could it just be a pull? You know,
twisted knee.
You just don't know. Mm-hmm. Then that happened 2 days ago, and then yesterday is when the official word came out. Very, very, very sad for Leah. Very sad for the team.
Emotional.
And then Arsenal released this statement first.
We can confirm that Leah Williamson suffered a ruptured anterior cruciate ligament against Manchester United on Wednesday night. Leah was substituted in the first half of the game at Leigh Sports Village and underwent further assessment on Thursday to determine the extent of the injury. Leah will now begin a period of rehabilitation and is set for an extended spell on the sidelines. She will undergo surgery in due course. Everyone at Arsenal will be supporting Leah closely throughout the journey ahead, and we would ask that her privacy is respected at this time.
Yeah, so, and I'm sure it shocked everyone. But then Leah also came out with her statement.
So Leah posted, "Until I have words to express my feelings properly, I will struggle to verbalize them. The noise around the situation is loud. and I need some quiet to let it all sink in. Unfortunately, the World Cup and Champions League dream is over for me, and everyone will think that's the main focus, but it's the day-to-day of what I'm about to go through that is the most draining of my thoughts. I had my tears and made my peace with it the night it happened, and since then I have been following the steps I'm told to in order to best help myself in the short and long term. Ultimately, I think it's just my time. In the past couple of years alone, I have watched teammates beat serious illnesses and adversity with the biggest of smiles on their faces. I also hold perspective that globally there are much greater difficulties, and therefore my circumstances right now are just that, circumstantial, and I've seen a lot worse.
And then she talks a little bit more in her statement on her Instagram. It's heartbreaking, but the way she expresses that so empathically, about everything, this is bad, but there are worse things.
Yeah.
That's such a statement that takes such so much maturity. I mean, because we talked about Jem Beatty had breast cancer, was fighting breast cancer 2 years ago, and that touched me when I read that. So Arsenal, Beth Mead out, Viv out, Leah Williamson out, I just can't believe it. They have been playing well this season. Actually, they're playing a very important, I think, the semifinal tomorrow against Wolfsburg. The World Cup. Cannot believe it. One of the marquee players in the world out,
I know, this is wild.
So many of Leah's teammates and people just in the soccer world posted on her Instagram just with messages of support. Even like Beth Mead says, "We love you, with you every step of the way," literally, because she literally knows what she's going through. Even Jordan, "Stronger than you'll ever know, you got this, and we got you." Very, very sweet. And then, everyone, even Fran Kirby, who has dealt with a lot of injury, "You got this." Sam Kerr, Kira Walsh, which is one of her best friends, "We love you so much." Ella Toon. So many people. Even Christen Press. Christen Press put "sending love." Sam Mewis. People you don't necessarily think would have that much interaction. Pernilla Harder, who has had injuries.
Even Jess Fishlock.
So this is horrible. I feel so bad for, just like I said with Mal, Leah, the team, the fans. Heartbreaking loss too. Arsenal ended up losing that match 1-0. But just heartbroken for Leah. The thing about Leah too, so many things had been going, she's been having a great year. We talked about it on the video we did a couple days ago about the interview that she had done. And she has her book out. She has been everywhere, all on the talk shows, doing so well. Then we didn't talk about this, but there was a kind of a belated birthday party for her not that long ago, about 6 days ago. And she had the belated birthday party. She's dancing. She's having so much fun.
Yeah.
She has her cake. I'll play. I saw some of these videos on like a TikTok. I'll post them, but I'll make sure to put whoever posted them because they're not mine. I found them on TikTok. But here at the birthday party,
Ooh, she looks great.
there with her mom and Alex Scott. They have an Arsenal cake for her. So it was kind of like things had been going so good for Leah. She just had her birthday party. She's on top of the world than this. So, thinking about Leah's injury, remember, you didn't see this, Sarah, because we didn't really, I think I was at my dad's at the time. The game before Katie McCabe had that comeback where she scored the goal and everything about 3 weeks ago at this point, that game before then, she had gotten hurt on the field. And it's same kind of thing. It didn't look good. And 2 days later, she was back and scored the goal, the winner. So it's just like, you never know. People thought, same thing with Katie. Is she going to be out? Is it an ACL? And it wasn't. But we're hoping the same for Leah at the time. So you just never know, how bad it's going to be. But,
Life just always seems to...
But Leah's wisdom and Leah's maturity in her statement alone, I'm so in awe of her, and the fact that the bigger picture she sees in her life is just like, this really sucks, but I can't, I'm still going to go on. There's other things that are bad in the, you know what I mean? It's just such wisdom, such maturity.
That's the way you got to look at it. That's what creates someone's unique journey, the ups and the downs.
Yeah.
God, I got wise overnight. Woo!
So I just can't believe it. Things were going so well for Leah. And then actually she posted today, even her and Beth Mead is rehabbing, and she posted on her story. She said, initiation by @Beth Mead. So there's a picture of Beth as Yoda, I think.
Oh, very wise.
Yes.
Yoda.
And so she posted that, and there is Beth. And so, that you can already see. She's optimistic. She is.
And she's part of a new club.
Yeah, the ACL club.
It's a club you don't want to be a part of, but.
Remember, it was ACL1, ACL2 for Beth and Viv, and now she'll be ACL3.
Yeah.
I just can't believe it. I mean, the World Cup is this summer. There's been so much discussion about why the women are getting injured so much. I did read this comment on a video, not our video, but on YouTube, and there needs to be more research. But I'll read this comment that I saw.
Sometimes it's got to do with the pitch, for sure, but the sad fact is that women are much more prone to knee injuries. It's even more prevalent in hardcore sports like basketball and handball. Ligaments are put under a lot of strain during awkward dynamic body movement on hard surfaces. Male bodies, being much stronger, withstand this pressure much better than female bodies.
Yeah, so and there was another part of their comment that says there just needs to be more research on women's bodies in particular when it comes to some of these injuries.
Yeah, I agree.
Because after the research happens, there can be steps to be taken toward reducing the amount of injuries that we see. So,
or at least let's come up with like a supplement or something.
Yeah, something. just can't believe it, and it's just like, with Mal, felt so bad. Now with Leah and anyone who gets hurt who isn't able to play. And I'm sure Viv and Beth feel horrible about Leah, but it's almost kind of like part of the club almost. And like, what can we do? There's nothing we can do. Just heal now. And so it's not like, try to keep your hopes up even more, because when you're the only one, you feel very alone. But when you have people around you,
don't worry, there'll always be an ACL.
When you have other people around you, it almost kind of lifts your spirits to be like, this sucks for all of us,
Right, yeah.
So wishing Leah nothing but a speedy, safe recovery. And even people like Kat Macario, I think a lot of people thought Kat Macario would be back by now. Even Christen Press thought they would be back by now, and they're not. So you just don't know how the healing process is going to go for each individual.
Everybody is different.
Yeah, because I believe Ellie Carpenter tore her ACL last year, and she's already back. So it's just like, you don't know how every single person's going to recover. And that's scary too, to be honest.
Right, yeah.
But Leah, horrible. And the World Cup is not going to be the same. I don't think so with all these injuries out,
I know.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be fun. It's going to be the best ever. But it's going to feel a little bit different knowing how many people are out.
Very different, yeah.
What does everyone think? Questions, comments down below. And when you saw this injury, are you someone? I saw a lot of people saying how they just completely gutted, crying, which I completely understand.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Feeling so bad for Leah, the team, the fans, everyone. But and also, not just World Cup, but the Champions League. I mean, hopefully they do this for Leah now.
Right.
The game is going to be tomorrow against Wolfsburg. I think this video is going to come out Sunday, our day Sunday. So.
Okay.
What does everyone think? Questions, comments down below. Just can't believe it. And we will see. We'll talk to everyone later. Have a great night.
All right,
bye.